To solve the traffic issue here in Bengaluru, Bengaluru Traffic Police have taken several initiatives. One, in the next few months, also currently as we speak, there's a lot of emphasis on analysis of traffic data using artificial intelligence, machine learning, using drones, and at the same time gathering data from various sources, whether it's maps, tech parks in the outer ring road area, nearly 43 of them, or from aggregators. The city pool is saying that this will help them analyze traffic, the pattern, and also a quick intervention. At some point in time, they're also hoping that AI and machine learning will help them predict traffic congestion once a large database is built. We are at the traffic management center here in Bengaluru. You can see whether it's the stationary cameras or drone cameras or the kind of data that's coming in about traffic gridlock in the city, wherever it is being real-time monitored. The data too comes to traffic management center, and the pool is hoping that they can intervene quickly. Joining us, Joint Commissioner Mr. Anuchet. Sir, you've become more data-driven now. Yeah. Various of these aspects at some point in time in the near future will help you analyze and also probably predict how traffic would end up in certain pockets of the city.
So basically what we have decided is that we realized we are very data rich, but it's not analyzed to give us useful information, right? So we want to make it information driven, data driven decision making, along with collaborative. We want to take help from a lot of people who otherwise have a lot of data with us. So the idea started from the gridlock which happened in September 27th. So we want to understand how actually traffic flows in Bangalore city on a volumetric level. We know that, okay, there's a congestion on peak hours in the main arterial roads of Bangalore city, but what is the kind of congestion? So we have tried to take data from various sources, map-based services, our own CCTV feeds which are being analyzed. We have our drones. We have the field officers who are uploading data on the road conditions like vehicle off-road, vehicle accident, tree fall, water logging. They are able to do that. So all this is ingested by the AI and it gives up alerts. One is the congestion alerts, which you can see on that end. Every 15 minutes we are getting congestion alerts based on what could be the traffic at that moment. So if it is moderate or high or severe, we are able to take interventions to prevent it from becoming worse. What kind of decisions we can take? We can, like if it is severe, we can do diversions, right? Along the tech parks, we can do staggered timings, staggered exits we can do. Sometimes we can prohibit certain vehicles, like heavy goods vehicles can be prohibited playing on that road. So we are able to take decisions on the fly as to what is the congestion at that time. Secondly, we are able to understand what is the traffic movement and how traffic moves in Bangalore city. We are able to develop a baseline model as to what particular road can handle how much traffic. And now, once the traffic goes beyond some tolerable limits, then we have to take some road intervention techniques we have to do. So right now we are able to understand what is happening. So the AI is in the learning phase. The idea is that once we get a very good source of data with learning for about 4 to 5 months, then we will able to go for a predictive kind of a model where we'll be able to understand what's happening. This secondly, we'll also able to bring out interventions in a quicker time. So if a road is congested at a particular time where it's not supposed to be, right? It's an abnormality. So based on the patterns and the abnormalities that we find that the road could be congested because there's a vehicle off-road or there's an accident. So before anybody tells us, we are able to go and intervene, which has already happened in several places in midnight, where we found that road was congested. We finally found out it was because there was an accident. So nobody had informed to anybody. So we were able to send the emergency response and get them to the hospital. Or there was some vehicle off-road, we were able to give them some assistance to help them move from that spot towards their destination.
At the same time, you're also collaborating with tech parks, as you mentioned. Is it real-time data? How does it work? At some point in time, will you look at, as you said, staggered entry or exit whenever it's reached beyond a certain limit?
Particularly with respect to tech parks, we are getting two types of data. From one particular aggregator, we are getting the data early in the morning, where we understand what are the number of bookings to the tech park, right? And how the vehicles will move from Cecil Port towards Marthalli. So that gives an understanding what is the peak hour traffic in the morning, right? We have created a baseline model understanding that if the X is, this is the congestion, what if it's going to be at Y? That's the basic, to put it simply. That's one. The second one, we are getting data from the all the tech parks. We have onboarded about 43 tech parks. Usually we get about 30 to 35, but all the major tech parks, we are able to understand what is the current level of parking, number of cars there at around 2 p.m. So the peak hour starts at about 4:30, right? So we are able to understand what could be the traffic exit from ORR in the evenings. So all these tech parks probably contribute about 70% of the IT, traffic load.
Yes.
Along from the apart from the people who are living and who are working in other sectors there. But this is a very good representative sample of what could be the traffic flow at that particular time. So we are able to again take some decisions. Some decisions include like prohibition of vehicles again. It can be diversions. It can be staggered exit from the tech parks. So some of the tech parks already have staggered exit plans. So we leave it to them to how they want to implement. So we will not micromanage the exit, staggered exit, but we will tell them that staggered exit is required on that particular day. On one particular day in this month, we had to do it based on the volume, and it worked well.
Okay. You also spoke about drones and intelligent signaling.
Yeah.
How does that work? When will it start? Because you mentioned a number last week saying in the next 6 months, 40 odd signals, we want to turn them into intelligent signals.
Oh, no, even more. So in terms of drones, we have 10 drones. Right now, drones are used to understand how traffic flows. We are working on AI at the back end to understand if there's a vehicle off-road or if there's an accident. The drone will automatically detect that and give us the alert immediately. So the drones we're using, because the drone is, the endurance is the thing.
Yeah.
Right now, we have endurance with 4 battery backup for about 2 hours. So we generally fly it in the mornings, early mornings, in the peak hours and in the evenings during peak hours. That's with respect to drones. With respect to the adaptive signals, we generally currently in Bangalore have something called as fixed time signals. They are second generation signals where a particular junction, we fix the timing for a particular signal. Now that doesn't work too well during peak hours where we have to go to manuals. So a lot of people in Bangalore have seen a lot of our traffic constables manually doing it, right? So there is a new generation of signals, the 4th generation of signals called adaptive traffic control systems. So currently we have tendered for 165 junctions. Overall concept is to go for 482 signals over the next 3 years. So in the next 6 to 8 months, we'll see about 165 junctions working on an AI-based model developed by CDAC, Center for Development of Artificial Computing.
Okay. At the same time, a lot of this data analysis has thrown up some interesting details.
Yeah.
I believe on Thanksgiving Day in US, we had a gridlock in Bangalore. If not a gridlock, higher than usual traffic. Yeah. And in Bannerghatta, I had traffic in the morning because elephants were crossing the road.
Yeah, so just 2 particular instances. So in the Thanksgiving weekend in the US, we saw the peak hour not in the morning here. So usually the peak hour in the morning is between 8 to 11 here. But we saw the peak hour post 11. So we want to understand what happened. So there was a Thanksgiving weekend and a lot of IT companies that were off. So what happened? So people started coming out post that for an outing or wherever. So not to go to office, but for their own personal work. So we saw the peak hour at 11. So we tried to analyze. So we have a planned calendar of events for India. Then we realized we have to incorporate US also as well, or probably all the regions wherever the IT, because I think the Bangalore serves the entire world.
Yeah.
So we'll have to probably incorporate those important holidays as well. The second one, early morning at around 5:15 a.m., the Nice Road, there was a traffic congestion. So the alerts popped up here. When we went and saw what was the reason of congestion, the elephants were crossing. So that also was.
Well, it's a global city, so you'll have to plan it globally as well. Thank you, Mr. Anuchet, for speaking to us. There you go, Bengaluru and Bengaluru Police hoping that in the coming few months, all these interventions will ensure that the traffic speed in Bengaluru improves and people of the city too have a much easier time on the road. In Bengaluru with camera person Riaz, Harish Upadhyaya.